And welcome back, everyone, to Fairway State basketball coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you after a 74-68 win for the Bulldogs over the Davenport Panthers, joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Andy Bronkema. And Coach, it was going to be a hard-fought effort, as it always is. Another battle here against Davenport this afternoon.
Yeah, that was definitely a battle. It was a grind of a game, and good that we can win a game like that. But lots of credit to Davenport. You hate to admit this, they played harder than us for the majority of the 40 minutes. We played hard in stretches, made some nice plays, able to finish the game. Some of our guys played hard, but as a collective group, we were unfocused and didn't play that well. So you go back to the film and see how much of it was us and how much of it was them. What can you learn from it? But it also still a win in the GLIAC, which is huge. Something to be excited about. I mean, we closed this game out, and guys found a way, and they rallied together. And there was enough adversity in that game alone, with some injuries and, just the mental focus of being in a physical game and how it feels, and the way they were guarding Ethan and having, all those off-the-ball calls and Ethan getting used to that. It was a meaty game, right? There's a lot to digest and a lot to look at. But really, I was just impressed with Davenport and how hard they played.
Maybe talk about some of those guys off the bench in that second half that kind of got you in there, gave you some energy, some momentum, and kind of finally put you over the top and gave you a chance to close this one out.
Yeah, everybody likes to talk about, hey, your depth, sometimes depth is confusing because your main guys don't have it, and the next guy might. What lineup is gonna work, or pressing the right buttons? And sometimes when you got so many options, it can be confusing. But I definitely think Tyler played a more controlled game, very efficient, and he's just working his tail off to learn this system. And obviously Jax, but it's hard. Jax played pretty good, and we played a little bit better when he was in the game, and yet we're not going to take Ethan out, so it's just like it's hard when you're the coach. But our bench has been a strong point for us throughout the years, and it certainly is this year. These guys stepped up. I'm looking at the stats here, and Kel, with 11 rebounds, and he had 9 the other night. He's really getting on that glass, and proud of him for that. And Ethan put in a few free throws at the end, but it's another game where we won, and Ethan, made 1 or 2 field goals. And it's just basketball. As good as Ethan is, if you want to take one guy away in this game, you can. You put a lot of resources on him, and especially if that's the style of play it's going to be. I'm not saying it was unfair either way. I'm saying if that's the style of basketball that's going to be played, we have to adjust quicker instead of whining about it. I mean, we've been in plenty of games that are like that, so if it's like that, go to the things that work when it's like that. And, these are all things that we need to learn and not turn a blind eye to just because we pulled out a win.
How nice is it to learn some of those things and get those opportunities here to learn some things when you're still able to win the basketball game here in a competitive conference? Well,
yeah, that's kind of the point, And sometimes you forget to learn them because you keep winning, and it's like a big Band-Aid. It covers up all the mistakes or all the hurt. So there's been nothing wrong with our guys' approach in practice. This last 2 weeks being back without school starting and class starting, they've had a workmanlike attitude. I mean, they've really put in time, and I think that's why we're able to win these games. These games are tough, and now we're going on the road in the GLIAC next week, and school starting. So plenty of challenges to come, and they got to meet them head on and deal with all the emotions that go with the second semester here.
How nice was it to complete this 4-game homestand, getting those 4 wins, knowing that you've got some big road games coming up here over the next month or so?
Yeah, protect home court, and then, fight your tail off on the road. And, that's just what you're trying to do. And we did it in these 4 games, and that's how the games lined up, 4 games early, or really 5 out of 6, right? We've only been on the road for one league game, so it's always interesting how that lines up. I've been on that committee before, and it's not easy you kind of check off the big things that are the most important. And really, with this many teams and the locations of the teams, all the little things can't be accomplished. So everybody looks at their own personal schedule and said, whoa, this and that and this and that. Look, you play them when you play them, and we have no control over that. So protect home court. We'll get on the road here, and we'll look forward to all the challenges, and it will be challenging.
Here before the game, obviously had a chance to honor last year's team. New banners up here inside Wink Arena, and I know nice. You're moving ahead, and you got a new season going on, but always nice to reflect back at some of the great success you had a year ago.
Yeah, I think so. We've had a couple moments to do that recently, and I think that's a nice thing to do. I wish I would be a little bit better at it. It's something I'm conscious of, just to try to do that, and so. But, so what have you done for me lately? So I'll bring it right back to kind of the way I'm wired. But I certainly am proud of the players and the coaches that have helped out for those things. And that Elite Eight run last year was awesome. And, to have the banner in the stands, it's going to live there forever, and it should. So. But nobody could take that from us. We got that, and we can talk about that for forever. So we'll try to accomplish some more things as long as they're available.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win, and we'll talk to you again next week as you gear up for Parkside and Purdue Northwest.
Yeah, I see you picked up a new camera woman here, so you're moving up in the world. We got great help.
Well, thanks.
All right.